understand in this fight, as Tim Walz likes to point out, we are joyful warriors. Joyful warriors. Because we know that while fighting for a brighter future may be hard work is good work. Hard work is good work.
Trump likes to think of himself as this master brander, but after the MAGA hat, he has had a lot of flops, and this joyful warrior, happy warrior thing has stuck, Eddie, and it feels like everything they do fits under that umbrella, and even the sharp attacks, and they are pointed in their critiques of this ticket. They do seem to be delivering them to bigger, louder, incredibly enthusiastic crowds, and based on sort of the data-driven analytics and strategy of this campaign, it all seems very, very strategic.
Oh, absolutely. It was wonderful to hear in the first segment all about the details of the blocking and tackling, the get out the vote, the operation on the ground. It actually gives us a sense that there's a skeleton to all of this, right? That there's an infrastructure to all of this. That's great. But let me say this, though, Nicole, and I think this is connected to what I said before the break. People desperately need this. We need this joy. Right? This is different from 2008 with Obama. This is different from 1980 with Reagan. And it is different because of what we've been through. I mean, we are carrying our dead forward. We're carrying our exhaustion, our exasperation forward. There's a sense of distrust towards government, towards politicians, and even towards each other that has animated our lives for years now. And so the idea to have a moment where you can actually exhale, and not just simply exhale, but laugh, where politics is not a site for darkness, but a site for possibility, this is actually needed. That's why it's so fragile. It seems like, how can I put it? Like the joy is, like that laughter that just comes out because you're trying not to cry. And so I think they've tapped into this in a way that's really important existentially for a country, for a culture that's in desperate need to see a brighter tomorrow, it seems to me.
I think this is exactly right. And I don't really know why we don't talk about it anymore, but the country went through this unprocessed trauma with COVID, the biggest loss of life in the shortest amount of time. Everyone knows somebody who was lost, and we've just sort of memory hold it. And the idea that on top of that was all this political trauma, a deadly insurrection, the first ever non-peaceful transfer of power, they do make it safe to be hopeful again, and they do it with their own acts of kindness. I'm going to play this because of what you just said. This is Governor Walz. He's speaking, and he notices that someone in the crowd needs some medical attention, and he stops. Let me show this.
Look, freedom is when freedom. Oh, can we get somebody to help? Somebody's hot. Somebody's hot. Can we get somebody to help? You okay? Take care of one another on this. This is why we gather. Look, it's hot. It is hot. I'll come again. They've got folks here. We'll make sure we're okay. But I have to tell you all again, in all seriousness, to come and gather like this, to talk about our freedoms, the ability to talk about what could be good. And I have to say, this idea of caring for our neighbor and kindness and a hand up when somebody needs it, or just the sense of that people go through things and to be able to be there when they need it, that's who we are.
I mean, Jasmine, to Eddie's point, this is sort of creating a permission structure for, to hope for something better again. That feels like the thing that not just the Democrats, but a whole bunch of people have been thirsty for.
Yeah, Nicole, it's actually really interesting because I was in bed with Vice President Harris in 2019. I traveled throughout the country with her as she sought the Democratic nomination until she dropped out. And she also talked about herself as a joyful warrior, as a happy warrior, but it just didn't resonate enough with the Democratic electorate, in part because of some othering messaging mishaps in 2019, but because I think in a large way that the country wasn't there. They weren't willing to receive it in the same way that clearly the country and the Democratic electorate is now. And so you see that messaging that wasn't necessarily successful in 2019. People maybe didn't feel like it was her most authentic self at that time, really resonating with people right now, really resonating and bringing all of these major crowds together. I mean, just at that rally in Eau Claire today, 12,000 people. I was in Philadelphia yesterday, 12,000 people, 2,000 more in an overflow. I was in Milwaukee just last week, and it was 3,000 to 4,000 people. So I think that you're right. They are really trying to at least create a permission structure for people to engage in a happier place in politics and a happier version, I think, of what people have experienced over the last few years. Certainly now, the vice president taking that on as her own mantra in a way that she did in 2019 that just maybe didn't work as well.
Well, and I mean, Eddie, it's the mantra, and then you can see where Governor Walz fits in. I mean, his levity, his ability to sort of ad-lib a sharp one-liner and say, oh, you see what I did there? He uses this language of shrinking Trump down to size so that he can be taken on for what he presents. I think some of us, and I'll plead guilty to this, because of how horribly anti-democratic the policies are in the Project 2025 agenda, which is indecipherable from the Trump campaign and a possible Trump term. It is this, you know, you can almost, if you had to write a soundtrack, it would be sort of the scariest music from the scariest horror movie. But he just punctures it and turns it into, you know, brings it down to size to make it easier to sort of bite off and chew it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we read folksiness as a kind of naivete, but that's not true. I come from a small town as well, and, you know, country folk are very, very clear-eyed. They're not naive about the world because they're working hard to make ends meet. They understand it. There's no nonsense, but there's joy in the midst of it. I think when we think about Governor Walz, there's an emphasis on what I like to call the coalition of the decent. Those people who are not really defined by ideology, Nicole, they're not, one day they may sound conservative, the next day they may sound progressive, the other day they might be libertarian, whatever the shorthand is, only thing they're trying to do is to live their values. And on the other side, you have folk who take our differences and they make them into hard divisions. And those divisions obscure the actual values that we all share. And so what we saw with Governor Walz at that moment was genuine concern and care, rooted in a very basic notion that you and I know about, and that's the common good. Where has that gone? And so I think a campaign that lays out the stakes and also stands on the values, right, breaks through all of this nonsense, and it opens up our imaginations so that we can maybe think about our politics differently.